So the tip-off for this exciting game, Pinder v Jones, and it's the Sydney Supersonics into offence underneath to Pinder, and the first 2 points of the game to the Sydney Supersonics. With me is assistant 36's coach Don Shipway, and Don, I think we can expect a fairly high-scoring game tonight.
I think so. By the way Sydney play, you know, they're going to go at it. We've been averaging something like 130, 140 points a game over the last 8 games, and it's going to be up and down, that's for sure. It's going to be pretty open.
And the first foul of the game called on the Supersonics' tiny Pinder. Al Green with the ball, takes it down to that low post where he's so strong. And the rebound by Scott Fenton. And there's Krecklow, the former Boston Celtics guard. And he's obviously a very dangerous player. Mike Mackay to the 36ers. To the Iceman, Darryl Pearce. Sixers set up their offence, and the holding foul's been called.
That last play there, Linda, they call out the Philly option. They go down Mike Mackay, and then Davis will roll down the line and will try to hit the ball in the low post and get into one of his spin moves on the defence down there.
And there's a three-point attempt by Darryl Pearce, which is successful. And the 36ers will be looking for a big game from him tonight. Pinder from outside. Forrester with a rebound and rejected by Davis. And the 36ers into offence, regulation fast break. And Al Green hits from the foul line. And the ball quickly advanced by the Supersonics, and that was definitely a travel. Referee John Beams didn't pick that up.
Certainly looked like a travel there for a while, but you can see just in the couple of opening parts of this game just how open it's going to be. There's Pinder again with a long half-court pass, and they'll get that ball down the court pretty quick.
Mike Mackay's been starting off every game in explosive fashion, and he has hit early. He'll be very confident. Double dribble called on Wayne Krecklow, and the 36ers will bring the ball in. And already we can see that both teams are going to be looking for the fast break all night, and both teams will be attempting to advance that ball down the court very quickly. Inside, beautiful pass there to Mike Mackay, but Supersonics come away through Pinder. And they'll set up their offensive movement. That's Scott Fenton with the ball. Burdon. Screened by Forrester. There's Burdon with the outside shot. And there's a push off. And that's a foul on Tiny Pinder, and that's his second foul. And with 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter, the 36ers are leading 7-4, and Pinder has 2 fouls.
This is going to be an interesting, this is an important game for Billy Jones. The time we played them in Sydney, Billy only had something like 5 rebounds, and I'm sure he's going to want to do a better job. We didn't have Davis in the team too the last time that we played. Passing from Darryl into Al, and this is where he's strong on the baseline. Left-hand shot, he leans and can hold in the air. Usually draws the foul.
And Al Green successful with his first foul shot. And the second. And that takes the 36ers to 9 points. Almost intercepted there by Darryl Pearce. So it's the West End 36ers 9, leading the Sydney Supersonics 4. The tiny Pinder. Across to Burdon. That's Scott Fenton. That's Krecklow. And they're working out their offence a long way from the basket. And they're not scoring threats from out that far. There goes Pinder with his cut to the basket. Forrester on the line. And great defence there by Davis and Jones.
That's terrific defence by both Davis and Jones. You know, they were up there faking to get Big Bill up in the air, and then he had Bill up, and Mark was following up to give him some extra security there. It's terrific defence.
Darryl Pearce is fouled by Wayne Krecklow. And it will be a 36ers ball from the side. No, the referee said that it's a 1-on-1 shooting situation. Darryl Pearce will go to the line. If he's successful with the first, he will receive another shot.
That's not going to be a bad play for Pearce to start driving on Krecklow. He's played in the NBA. I think he had 1 season with the Boston Celtics, and they used to in the NBA to be holding a lot more, and he's not going to get away with that. And if he falls into that sort of habit that he's been used to, well, then maybe he's going to get into foul trouble.
Yes, Krecklow was a member of the victorious 81 premiership team with the Boston Celtics. That's Fenton. Once again, they seem to be setting up their offensive movement from a long way from the basket.
Well, they're doing that, then they run Pinder off quickly, and they had Forrester then go the board, so he's free there again.
And there's Forrester with a foul shot. And makes it from the line. Al Green with the ball. Thought about a pass. Darryl Pearce. Beautiful pass down there. That was a lovely pass to Mike Mackay, but the defense was equal to it. That's Jones across to Mackay. And that's dropped for Mackay.
Drops a little bit. He might have got fouled on there too. Sydney were a little lucky they didn't pick up a foul.
And there's the interception by Al Green. And Fenton got a touch to that. Mike Mackay will inbound the ball for the 36ers. And a bit of pressure there, two-timed. And Darryl Pearce says, well, the ball didn't come off of my hands. But Ian Turner, the referee, says it's a Sydney ball from the side. And the shooting percentages are Adelaide 63%, Sydney 43. And there's an outside shot from Krecklow. And that brings the Sydney total to 8, trailing the West End 36ers 13 as Mike Mackay takes a two-pointer.
Michael's been great all season. He's been making the shots. He's probably one of our highest shooting percentage people. And he's getting in the first half when we want to get a good start off to the game. Mike's the one who comes in and gives us the lift.
There's Wayne Burdon looking to go one-on-one against Al Green. Goes down low and shoots over the top of Al Green. And Al Green was smart not to foul there.
This is going to be a good couple of matchups. You've got Green and Burdon, and they're going to be going at it. I think the people are going to see a lot of individual talent. And what we hope is Green, and they're going to work in the framework of the offense. But Al's been doing that all season. I'm sure he's going to do it tonight. Nice shot, Billy.
And that's a nice move. Bill Jones threw the ball into Mike Mackay, got the rebound back and made the easy basket from about 15 feet.
Now that's the foul we do not want. Billy Jones is reaching in. Pearce had him covered. Jones had no right to reach in there.
And here it is on replay.
Billy's out of position. He just waves that hand. He's been getting in foul trouble. He's been sort of getting out of that in the last few games, but that was a bad foul.
We'll see a substitution by the Sydney Supersonics, and Scott Fenton goes out for a rest. And in comes former Adelaide player Silk Wilkinson. He played in the local competition here for the Giants. And Burdon making one of his two shots. And the 36ers are leading 17-11 with 7 minutes remaining in this first half. And the ball goes in low to Davis.
Good pass, Pearce.
And he's very strong in there.
A good move inside, Davis.
And the ball coming down the court very quickly to Pinder. And inside there is Krecklow, and he's grabbed the offensive rebound. And 36ers coach Ken Cole won't be happy that Wayne Krecklow can get in there and get an offensive rebound and then be fouled.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Pearce's job was to keep Krecklow off the boards, and he's a fairly big, strong guard. He'd be used to mixing up there with the bigger people coming from the NBA, and it's another wasted foul. There's 2 in a row we've had with the Sixers.
So it's Wayne Krecklow, successful with the first, takes the Sydney Supersonics to 12 points, trailing the Adelaide West End 36ers 19. And makes the second. So it's Al Green.
They've gone on a zone press, Sydney.
Darryl Pearce, Mike Mackay, and he'll take the shot from the foul line. Bill Jones with a rebound, up for the shot.
Fine rebound, Jones.
Lovely shot. And Sydney immediately into offense through Pinder. He'll take that 15-foot shot, and he's good.
Now that's fine play by Sydney, and that's what the Sixers have been working to practice. To inbounds the ball, doesn't matter who's there, get it in quickly and move it down court. And Sydney showed us just how to do it actually on that play.
There's Jones.
Little
he
push off by Jones. Yeah, he was a little lucky.
And the shooting percentages are Adelaide 60%, and Sydney have increased their shooting percent to 50. And there's Pinder just inside the three-point line. Jones with a rebound, and it's Green. And he'll pull out. No, down in that low post position, and up he goes. And that's a 1-on-3 for Al Green.
But that's a little bad choice from Sydney. You've got Pinder, the leading rebounder in the country by just the number of games he's played. He's shooting out from there 25 feet. There are no rebounders once he misses. And Jones had the ball straight out to green. Open play. No one's stopping out.
And that's a fine shot by Pinder. The defence was excellent. That Pinder just sort of faded away, made a bit of room for himself.
But again, Lyndon, you see, he's got to make that shot. If he misses that shot, we're going to get the boards.
Forrester with a rebound. Burdon goes all the way. And there's a strong...
See, that's where Pinder's strength is, underneath. That's where he should be playing a little bit more.
So the timeout called by the Sydney Supersonics with 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in this first quarter. The Adelaide West End 36ers leading 25 to the Sydney Supersonics 17.
Strong boy on the boards. He goes in there strong. Keep running your offense and keep them spread out, okay? Spread them out the way you are. It's nice. Good job inside, Billy. Terrific job. Worry about that jumper. Just
we don't want a quick one outside the three-point line. We want to work for a good one. Okay, we worked a couple of the changes. We hit Kurt in the centre there, and we got a good shot. I know, but a couple of times
penetrate to the hole, deal off. Penetrate the hole. They're getting tired already. The game's at a great pace for us. You know, this is what we want. Got it the way we want it. Just run these guys and keep running them and keep running. Listen, Al got caught back there before when the guard took off. You ought to see that. We'll go.
Let's go, Red.
So 36ers coach Ken Cole is saying, let's do a job on the boards, block these guys off and don't let them grab those offensive rebounds. And Claude Williams, the coach of the Sydney Supersonics, is saying, hey, let's run our offense, don't take the bad shots, throw the ball around and see if we can get inside to Pinder, and Krecklow can get that 15 to 20 foot shot away.
You know, at the start of before the game, Ken spoke very much about 5 inside on defence to help out and 5 going strong to the boards. And then let's run them all the time, He mentioned that timeout, but he thought Sydney was already looking a little tired. Now they've gone back in the zone, maybe to protect themselves a little bit.
And there's the 3-point shot by Darryl Pearce. And I think it's a brave team that plays a zone defence against the 36ers because they've just got so many guys that can shoot a very good percentage from outside. And then they've got Davis and Jones to get in there on the boards. And there's Davis. The fast break down there to Mike Mackay, and that's
a great
good.
play. Now that was terrific play. Green did a great job on Burdon. He had the shot, he made him change his shot. Terrific rebound by Davis and a beautiful long pass, and Mackay finished it off so well.
And Adelaide shooting 62% from the floor, Sydney 54%. Adelaide have taken 4 rebounds to Sydney's 5 rebounds, so excellent shooting percentages. And there's Tony Wilkinson. That wasn't really a good shot. Pinder's got the offensive rebound and made a great basket. So it's Al Green with the ball, and Sydney in that 1-2-2 zone. Inside the give and go.
Now they're on a break.
3 on 2. And Burdon goes all the way. And that was fine defence. But here's Davis with the dunk.
Now that's the way to turn it around. You got Sydney come down off a break, made the basket. We immediately responded. That hurts the team.
And that's what the crowd are really going to see tonight, Don. Lots of spectacular offensive moves because both teams are very keen to advance the ball very quickly.
This will be one of the prettiest games for the non-basketball people who really want to see the spectacular things. This is the game they should come to see.
And what a spectacular shot there by Pinder. He's done the little turnaround jump shot and brought the Supersonics to 23 points, trailing the 36ers 32. And there's Mike Mackay.
Michael is just not ever missing anymore. At practice he's doing the same. He is coming out and just shooting from all over.
And Pinder again. And a fine rebound there by Jones.
But he's got no opposition there, Lynn. You've got Pinder shooting. He's immediately retreating to the back to try to stop the break. And there's Jones all by himself, picking up just rebound after rebound.
There's Wilkinson, Pinder. And this is certainly turning into the Tiny Pinder show as Pinder makes another 2 points. So it's the 36ers, 34 points, leading Sydney 25.
See, that's not going to worry Kenny Cole at all. We don't care really if Pinder gets his 40 or 50 because the way the game's playing, we're still going to beat them by 30.
And Bill Jones not to be outdone with a nice little turnaround.
Wilkinson
goes all the way.
And
the charge is called. And Tiny Pinder says that, sorry ref, you're wrong, but there it is. And Wilkinson obviously charges, and the 36ers have the ball from the side. There's Pearce, three-point attempt. Nobody on the offensive boards for the 36ers. And Cracklow with the ball across there. And there's the move by Darryl Shaw, intimidated by Bill Jones. And here comes the 36ers on a 3-on-2. Al Green down in the low post, and that's good.
Now, I figured Al was going to play. Saw Cracklow. Cracklow's played in the NBA. Al never did. He thinks he maybe should have. I think he just wanted to show what he could do to an NBA player.
And what a great rejection there by Jones. But referee Beams said that that was basket tending. The score counts, but Pinder will think next time he takes the shot with Jones there.
Smart play, Pearce. All right, Jones.
And the tip in by Jones. Cracklow from a three-point attempt. And there's Jones, intercepted by Cracklow, and the fast break was definitely on.
That was 2 points we just gave back. This could be the highest score ever recorded in basketball anywhere in the world, Lyndon, I would think.
Well, with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to play in this first quarter, it's the West End 36ers 40. And there's Green.
That's 3. He's got a chance for 4.
And let's see the decision. 3 points count. The foul is called on Wayne Burdon.
And Green goes to the line. 43 points in the first quarter.
So it's Green on the line with the 36ers 43, leading Sydney Supersonics 27. And my word, the 36ers are shooting 65%. Sydney 47 from the floor. So it's the bonus shot now for Al Green, just after making that beautiful three-pointer, and it was fouled, and makes it. So it's 44 points to the 36ers. And there's Wilkinson, and that's Burdon, Wayne Burdon, looking to call the play. Pinder on the high post, sets the screen, receives the ball back from the foul line, and makes 2 points. That's a nice little offensive move by the Supersonics. Green with a three-pointer. And Mike Mackay, hands off underneath, flicked it back to Jones by Pearce.
Oh boy, this is almost showtime in the first quarter.
And there's Burdon, he'll go all the way and makes the 2 points. And here's the fast break again, and the dunk by Al Green.
48 points a quarter. This may be a league record. We may be going a league record.
Here's Green, and he loves to be on his own leading the fast break, and a beautiful slam dunk.
Another great outlet pass there.
And here we go, we'll probably see the ball come in there to Pinder. But there's Wilkinson from outside. Jones, here's the fast break again. There's just nobody covering that backcourt for Sydney. But the ball goes out over the line. Silk Wilkinson with a shot. Green with 29 seconds left to go. Mike Mackay from outside. He's got Davis underneath.
That's 50. That's 50 points in the first quarter. There is no doubt that is a league record for a first quarter.
Here goes Cracklow looking for the ball underneath. Forrester, Davis blocked the shot, but the foul's been called. And referee John Beams says that there was an arms foul there. Donald, what do you think?
Well, he made good position, Forrester, and Davis probably got him with the body. I think his hands were pretty clear. Maybe he gave him a little nudge with the body.
So with 5 seconds left to play in this first quarter, the West End 36ers are 50 points, leading Sydney 31. And it remains on 31 with Forrester missing that foul shot. Pressure here on Forrester. And it's good, so that's 32 points to Sydney. Al Green with 4 seconds left to play. Here's the three-point attempt. And so that's 52 points for a first quarter.
Points. That is a league record in any quarter. The only quarter's ever beaten it was 52. When we played Illawarra, we got 52 in the last quarter. 53 is a league record.
So it's 53 points to the West End 36ers. after the end of the first quarter, leading the Sydney Supersonics 32. Great game.
On the defense, 1 minute. Keep up the pressure, keep hassling them non-stop.
So we're into the second quarter, and Bill Jones with the ball after that tip-off, and an extremely high-scoring first quarter. Minimal turnovers, Adelaide with 3 turnovers, Sydney with 4. Extremely high shooting percentages, with Adelaide hitting 69% from the floor and Sydney 50. And Adelaide leading with 12 rebounds to Sydney Supersonics with nine rebounds.
Lytton, what was so good about that first quarter for the Sixers is that every single player contributed. It was just like the game last week when they played against Nuttawatting and 5 players scored 20 or better. Probably never ever been done before in any basketball game.
Well, the $1 million team they call the Sydney Supersonics, but and they're loaded with talent. They've got some great individual skills, but I think we go back to the old adage that a champion team will always beat a team of champions.
But the thing is, if you get a great team of champions, then you're going to be unbeatable.
Well,
I'm not saying that this team's unbeatable, but there is a great team of champions out there, and they're playing so well together.
So it's the turnover by Sydney. Al Green to inbound the ball for the 36ers. Mike Mackay, who's had a superb opening. The Iceman, Darryl Pearce. Looked for the three-point attempt, drew the defence, went inside. Pinder with a rebound. Wayne Burdon, a 2-on-1. He will hold on to the ball and throws it across to Krecklow. He'll put up the 15-foot shot. And it's the 36ers through Darryl Pearce across to Green. He's dangerous in that low post area. And up he goes for 2 points.
Al really has been on fire the last 4 or 5 games. In the training, he's hitting just about every single shot. That's what he wasn't doing early in the part of the season when he had a little problem with the driving muscle. But over the last 8-10 games, his outside shooting has been adding another dimension to his game. He's had an unbelievable season, Green.
There's the 3-point attempt by Mike Mackay. And my word, he's certainly on fire as well. Forrester. He'll drive all the way to the basket, and not to be intimidated by Jones, he makes a fine basket. Kurt Forrester, such a strong player, very dangerous around the boards. Inside to Jones, intercepted by Forrester. It's 2-on-1. Burdon, Forrester goes all the way.
Good strong
foul's being called by Mike Mackay, and I thought he made pretty good defensive possession.
No, Michael's on the move. That's a definite foul. That's a definite foul. He's still moving. That's a defensive foul.
And the camera doesn't lie. And there's Mike Mackay receiving a tremendous ovation from this parochial hometown crowd at the Apollo. And on comes Ray Wood. And Ray Wood is as big or bigger threat from outside as Mike Mackay. He's also a three-point expert and controls the 36ers' offensive movements.
Well, that's been the strength of the 36ers, is that they're just so dangerous on the outside, and then you've got people like Davis, who's as probably strong inside as anybody's ever played in this country.
And Davis with that defensive rebound. Green, Sixers leading 58-36 with 10 minutes remaining in this second quarter. There's Davis with the spin, and what a nice leap. That's a big leap for that turnaround jump shot.
That's a beautiful shot. You know, Davis has really added that over the last half a dozen games, I think. He was a little tentative on the outside, not becoming too much of a threat. But again, like Green, he's just opening up so many other avenues for him, because you just can't play him too close. He's just going to spin on you. There's no way you're going to stay with him. And he goes up for that shot, you know why you're going to stay with him on the outside.
And the foul then called on Ray Wood as Krecklow drove to the basket. There's Krecklow underneath, nice move, but the ball hit the ring. Green on the break, 2-point shot. There's
Davis.
Davis underneath.
Well played, Pearce. Davis again. The guy's a vacuum cleaner. Well done, Davis. Magnificent stuff.
And Davis grabbed the offensive rebound. Beautiful spin, and he's fouled by Kurt Forrester. Made the basket.
You watch Davis. He can spin, get up, nice bank shot, draws the foul. Usually takes the foul and just holds up in the air a little bit.
So Davis on the line for the bonus shot.
Gets a lot of three-point plays, Davis.
Which is good. And takes the West End 36ers to 63 points. Leading Sydney 36. Burdon comes off hands to
push.
To Pearce.
Forrester, just a push.
Forrester's fouled Green. And Forrester's picked up a couple of quick fouls. He's in trouble.
You know, Jones must have something on 11 rebounds already. He's really creating a tremendous avenue for launching the offense off.
And there's a substitution by Sydney. And Scott Fenton comes in replacing Wayne Burdon. And Wayne Burdon's been fairly quiet today. Inside to Davis. Forrester and Pinder double up, which gives Pearce the shot from outside. Forrester comes away with the ball. It's Fenton. Krecklow. Pinder. Look for the shot, but
yeah, that's just a fire up. I don't care if he makes that or not. He can take them all night.
He's certainly hitting a good percentage. And that's a great basket by Pinder. And really it's a one-man band for the Sydney Supersonics. Pinder doing most of the scoring. There's Ray Wood. Controls the ball to Green. Drives in. Now that's a lovely play by our Green.
Smart
he
play.
took the ball inside and drew the defence, threw the ball back to Pearce for the easy three-point shot.
Now that's happened the last two offensives. The first one they got it into Davis, and not one man's going to stay with Davis on the baseline. Pearce was open, Davis just hit him, and they're Green again. He's such a danger when he's driving that Pearce is just out there for his bread and butter.
There's Pinder again, and it's off hands, and it'll be 36's ball from the side. And Al Green has had 3 assists.
Oh, great pass, Pearce. What a great pass. Wonderful catch.
What a beautiful move. 2-on-1. Pearce with a lovely assist. Here it is again. And a slam dunk by Davis. And that's Krecklow. Krecklow with a shot. Davis again. And the 36ers starting to intimidate, coming away with the ball a lot more. The Sydney Supersonics shooting percentage has dropped right away.
It's a little off.
36ers ball from the side. So assists, we've got Al Green with 3 assists, Darryl Pearce with 3 assists, and that just goes to show how the Sixers are running. Sydney aren't making their baskets. Jones and Davis doing a great job on the defensive boards and allowing the team to run. And here's the substitution with the 36ers captain coming in, Peter Alai, replacing Bill Jones. And the crowd show their appreciation.
Bill is a real unsung hero over this team. He doesn't grab that many headlines from the outside people, but by gee, he's so valuable, this team. This team appreciates him just so much.
And there's the shot. Peter Alai onto the floor with an immediate offensive rebound. There's a foot violation called by referee John Beams. Pinder with a grin, he knows it. So it's Ray Wood. Green with the ball. Lovely screen there by Peter Alai. He sets a great screen at the foul line area. But it's Silk Wilkinson with the ball. That's Fenton with a shot.
Got to rebound, Green scored.
Pinder with the rebound and the shot, and makes one off the glass, and Pinder is hot. Ray Wood. Darryl Pearce. Inside there to Davis. He'll take that shot. Up he goes. Ray Wood. Peter Alai has just pushed away. Picked up there by the referee Ian Turner. And it's the Sydney Supersonics trailing by 28 points. Adelaide 68, leading Sydney 40. So Scott Fenton pressured there by Ray Wood. Wilkinson inside there to Shaw. That's the miss. Fenton there struggling. Shaw's got the ball again. The shot was there, but he passed it up. And it's Zunic.
Well, the reason he passed that shot up, Lynn, is that he went up for one shot and Davis was right up there intimidating, made the ball fall short, got an open shot. He just wasn't going to take the chance of Davis having another shot at him.
Fenton inside to Wilkinson with a turnaround jump shot, and it's good. And the 36ers immediately back, and I think...
might be a force foul. Shouldn't be, but it may be.
I think that's been called a defensive foul.
It has been now. He may have been moving a little bit, shuffling his feet. Watch his feet shuffle. Yeah, he's leaning over a little bit. Pretty hard to see, but when people fall back like that, I think you think the worst.
So it's Duran Zunic with the defensive foul. And Al Green goes to the line for 2 shots. And Al Green very strong from the line. Takes the 36ers to 69 points. Leading Sydney Supersonics 42. Make that 70 points with 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining till half time. 70 points is a big score. So it's Fenton looking to create underneath the shore, and there's Davis again. And here we go, running into offence.
Gee, that was terrific defence. I was just about to say before, you had Ray Woods working hard on the defensive guard up the top. This 36ers, they're also playing defence. They're one of the leading teams in the defensive area as well as being the league's highest scoring team.
The big thing about this 36ers team is they're helping each other out on defence as well. Not only are they an offensive team, and I use the word team with a great explicit, they're also a very good team on defence. They block out and they help each other out. And there's Green with a 3-point attempt, and it's good.
He's as hot as mustard, isn't he?
73 points. And the Sydney team can't afford to let the 36ers get a free shot from that 3-point line. There's Pinder. See, there's the help out by Green again.
That's just a bad
lovely
pass.
Double team. Here's the fast break, but the referee Beams got in the way. And the boys were running, 36ers boys were running down into offence.
Now, Lyndon, you really don't like to put any bad raps on the side at all. And the Sydney team certainly have had, they lost to Perth last night, and they won 3 previously that and beat Canberra. But really, all they're doing is playing like a bunch of guys picked out of the stand that happen to be able to play a little bit. But as a team, they're just not cooperating at all.
Well, there's certainly no teamwork on that move as Mike Mackay drove to the basket, was able to go right through the middle. And that's he saw that opening, he went all the way, and all that happened was that 2 or 3 guys threw out a hand, and Mackay was fouled. And it's the inbound by the Supersonics. Fenton, Wilkinson, lovely block there by Green. Here's a 3-on-1 fast break. All the way to Mackay.
Good drive,
he looked for the handoff. No defence, so he went all the way and had to charge. That'll be it.
Oh, no.
No. Well, let's see that one on replay.
That'll be an interesting call.
Peter Adelaide making great position.
Well, the only way is if Pinder started to go around from him and Adelaide may have moved to the side. You just see, not really getting a very good shot of it. You can't tell from that angle. But the only way is if Peter certainly had good position, but if Pinder started to make that move around and Adelaide just went over towards that side, then it may have been a blocking foul. From here, it certainly looked like a clean force.
Well, Peter Adelaide certainly thought it was a force. He had a few words to the referee on the way out. But it's Pinder on the line, and it's good. So he takes the Supersonics to 43 with the opportunity now of making it 44. And it's still 43 points as Jones grabs the rebound with 5 minutes to go until half-time. It's the West End 36ers 75 leading Sydney Supersonics 43. And Ray Wood hands off to Green, looks for the give and go. There's the screen by Davis. And the referee said that Darryl Shaw has fouled. I'm sorry, that was Duran Zunic with the foul. And they're in the bonus situation, of course, so that puts our Green on the line. That's a bad foul.
Yeah, there really wasn't much point to that foul at all. It surprised me that Al did go to the left. Obviously, his left-hander, that's his strong side. But Davis had set a pretty good pick, and Green may have been better in that case going off to the right.
So Green advances the 36ers to 76 points and chalk that up to 77, leading Sydney 43. And there's Wilkinson. There's Zunic. That's a 3-point attempt. Beautiful rebound by Jones. Green, lovely pass to Davis, and there's the slam dunk.
Oh, gee, this is a real feast. Now, this is showtime at the best. Some of those passes that have come in tonight, that one from Green and early one from Pearce, they have been passes as good as you see anywhere.
We'll chalk up another assist there to Green, and that's 4 assists to Green. And Darren Shaw, who wasn't going to stand in the way of Davis at the other end a few minutes ago when the locomotive came through, has scored for the Supersonics. Here's our Green, and I think Zunic might have a few problems trying to guard Al Green.
All he can do is to play defence and hope that Green's going to miss, because Al's going to get that shot any time he wants, almost any shot with that sort of fellow.
And Green comes away with the ball. Well, the Pinder wasn't going to go out there to Mike Mackay, which is a bad move, because Mike Mackay has hit an excellent percentage from out there all night.
I don't know if he's missed at all, but he certainly can half a dozen of those shots.
So the timeout called by Sydney, with 3 minutes and 49 seconds still to go until half-time. An enormous score to the West End 36ers 83, leading Sydney 45.
As soon as they get the ball, they go up and score. It's monotonous. Can't we play any different to the one type of game? The type of game we've been playing, we're getting killed. And we still keep playing the same fucking way. Same way. We've got to come down and vary it. If this style of game doesn't work, we've got to come down and vary the type of game.
Coming out of the back court and filling those lanes and keep opening it up, but keep playing defence. Keep coming back at them and coming back at them. Just make the first quarter they had the best quarter they had for the whole game, and everyone from there downhill. Okay, well, the first one was bad enough for them. Down. Quarter. Come on, let's go.
And the Sydney coach, Claude Williams, letting his team know in fairly explicit terms that they can't keep playing the same way because they're losing and they're getting hurt very bad.
Well, Lynn, I was saying at the start of the game, you know, if this team's going to come out and start to run with us, that's exactly the sort of play that we want. They haven't got the strength to go with the Sixers. They haven't got the strength once they go to the boards. They keep playing this game. It is going to be a league record. There's just no question of it.
So Zaran Zunic. Zaran Zunic. Fenton. Zunic. There's Wilkinson with a shot from the foul line if he wants it. Offensive rebound there. Now that's better board work by the Supersonics. They had Pinder and Silk Wilkinson attacking that offensive board, but full marks to the smallest man on the floor in Ray Wood. He held under that ball too. So Wilkinson would be thinking that he's got a fairly good opportunity to win this tip. But the Supersonics haven't made very good offensive position for this tip, Dom.
No, they haven't.
So it's the Supersonics. Shaw's not going to take the shot. Fenton, Wilkinson, that's off. Davis with a lovely rebound, just tipped it back up on the board to get control. Green, Mike Mackay underneath there. He'll be the spin to Mark Davis, and just misses a little rinky off the glass.
Now that's got something to do with that net too, Lynn. When you get the net fold up like that, I think that shot probably would have dropped with that net down. Sometimes the ball hits it and just pops it up.
Pinder makes two. 83-47 with 2 minutes and
Here's a drive
40
to the
seconds
left.
left to play.
Oh, Davis slow. No.
The pass should have, perhaps a little bounce pass could have gone in there, but Davis certainly made great position. And there's another turnover by the Supersonics. And Pinder with just an extremely bad pass.
I think with that last play, Lynn, I think Davis was expecting Green to drive, and I think Green wanted Davis to go down, so just a little misunderstanding down there. Either way, it was going to be on. If Green had gone to the left, there's no way he was going to stay with him.
So the Iceman, Darryl Pearce, substitutes back onto the floor for Ray Wood. Green, Mackay.
They're running a reverse. They're running a reverse there.
Bit of a fumble, stopped it, but Davis has got the ball in the low post if he wants it. There it is, off the glass. And he banks the shot. The foul's been called on Wilkinson. The score counts, and Davis goes to the line.
And you watch the pass again from Pearce in there. And when Davis gets that ball, he goes off that front foot. That first step is just so quick. I don't know of anyone in the league yet who has been able to stay with Davis once he gets in motion.
And substitution by the Supersonics. Nick Sandstrom comes onto the floor for the first time tonight, and he replaces Darren Shaw, who's certainly been intimidated by Davis and Jones.
But Lynn, we see the shots and the wonderful moves of some of these players underneath, but some of the passing tonight inside has been outstanding.
Oh, there's been some superb passing by Green, Pearce, Mackay. In fact, all of the 36ers have done really well. There's Pinder trying to bust underneath, but good defence held him out.
At least they're trying to get in some motion there.
Zunic with a bad shot, but Fenton comes away with the ball. Pinder's looking for it, but Wilkinson with a turnaround jump shot. And that takes the Supersonics to 49, trailing the 36ers 85. And the game shooting percentages, Adelaide 64, Sydney 41. So Sydney still are shooting a fairly good percentage from the floor. But that man, Mike Mackay, yet again.
Three-pointer.
So the total 88 to the 36ers, leading Sydney 49. And there's still 1.5 minutes left to go until half-time. Another substitution as Wayne Krecklow comes back onto the floor. He'll add a bit more firepower.
Then it's interesting to know after the first 8 games that the Sixers played, we'd average something like 110 points. Over the last, over the full season, we're up to about 120.
Fenton busting underneath, but Pearce, great defence. Fenton now with the ball, hustled a little bit inside there to Krecklow, and that's just a lovely shot because Mackay had good defensive position on him.
That's a good learning experience for Mackay. Mackay's only 19 or 20 years of age, coming against a chavvy who has been up there with the NBA.
Lovely spin by Green, and that's his best move. He gets the ball inside there, thrown in again, once again by Pearce, and he's done that lovely little spin. You watch the ball go inside and how he spins so quickly.
That's just a great move, isn't it? I mean, when he gets down on that baseline, he can be that side of the basket, can be the other. Green's put on some magnificent moves underneath this whole season. And we talk about Al Green being a great athlete, but what a lot of people don't understand is Al Green is a great basketball player. There's a lot of great athletes in this league. Sydney, I think, have got some great athletes, but most of them can't play at all. And you've got a man with the athletic ability of Al Green, but he's a wonderful basketball player.
And it's a violation, and we've seen something that we wouldn't normally see. And there's Al Green missing 2 consecutive shots from the free throw line.
If this was a practice, Lynn, he would have counted those. We run a few contests at practice now. Never seems to see the ones he missed.
So with 50 seconds remaining to the half-time interval, it's the Sydney Supersonics in offence. With 51 points, trailing West End 36ers 89. And that's a lovely move by Pinder. Just a nice drive to the 36ers back into offence through Mackay. And there's 33 seconds remaining. Bill Jones inside the green, and there's travel called. Well, there was good defence then by Sydney team.
Yeah, they sagged back very well on that time.
Yeah, they realise that Green's a danger man when he gets the ball in low, and 3 of them helped out there. So Fenton controlling the ball. There's Pinder inside, can't get it.
There's a little pushing between Jones and Pinder as well.
Yep, and that's Wilkinson with a good 2 points. With 6 seconds left to play, here's the shot by Jones, and it's off. Offensive rebound. But there's half-time, and at half-time, it's Adelaide West End 36ers, 89 points, leading the Sydney Supersonics 55. And commencing this second half of the big game between the Adelaide West End 36ers and the Sydney Supersonics, we see that wasn't such a super toss-up by referee Ian Turner. But there it is, and Mike Mackay with the ball to Al Green, who with a lovely spin into that low post. No foul called, and it's the Supersonics into offence. And what an offensive game it's been. We've sent people looking for the record books because it appears that the West End 36ers may have created a league record in scoring 89 points to half-time, and certainly the 53 points that they had at the quarter-time break was a league record. So it's Al Green, across to the Iceman Darryl Pearce, picks up his own rebound, and it's a miss, and it's a bit of a nervous start to this second half on Chipway.
Well, it's very difficult to come out, isn't it, straight after a game when you've blown the team and virtually taken the team all over. But I would think that Sydney, maybe after the half-time break, surely they're going to get a little better organised and be a little bit more disciplined, both the offense and the defensive area. And teams can do that for a little while, but then they'll fall back in their old habits, and we'll see if how right we'll be.
Oh, beautiful pass there by
That's a push off by
Darryl Pearce, and Mike Mackay goes through the was in fact fouled.
Now that's a great pass, and you see Michael with that finger off, but watch Jones come over the top. You see a push off by Pinder. If not, there's no way Jones would have slammed that ball.
So Bill Jones goes to the line to shoot his foul shots, and the first one is good. And that takes Bill Jones to 13 points and the 36ers to 90. $14 points to Bill Jones. And the Supersonics immediately into offense through Krecklow, Fenton, Forrester. Inside there to Pinder. And Pinder's fouled as he's taking the shot. And Pinder has been the big scorer for the Supersonics in the first half, and he's hit 25 points.
Yeah, he's been almost their entire offense. I'm not sure what his shooting percentage is. He's been taking from inside, outside. He's been throwing them up with people in his face, falling backwards. He's really playing. You know, he had a tour with the Globetrotters. Evidently, to me, he's just playing like a trotter. This is just showtime, and what he's doing has got no real relevance to basketball, in my opinion.
And that's 27 points to Tiny Pinder. And it's Al Green, two-time there. Pearce, across to Mackay. Bill Jones, who'll take that shot from the foul line, and it's good.
BJ's been hitting that very well. That's a real fine shot of Bill. We expect a big percentage from him on that shot.
And there goes Pinder again. And I think the foul's been called.
Foul was on number 14.
And it's a fairly...
Bill Jones, third personal foul.
Here's a drive by Pinder. Billy's with him late. Pinder's got a good first step as well. And, Jones was probably expecting him to go to the right-hand side, and he switched to the left, and Billy really had no position on him at all.
And after this first 2 minutes of the opening of the second half, certainly the game's not being played in the same furious shooting pace as it has been in the first half.
Well, it's pretty hard, isn't it, to come up with 3 quarters of doing the same, but we haven't had a big quarter yet. You know, the big quarter's often our fourth quarter.
And there goes Mackay, and it's in and out again. And Davis does well to pick it up in the front court. But it's a bad pass, and there's a fast break on if they're quick enough to get the ball in. But a bit of help from the home crowd restricted that pass. Inside there to Pinder, intimidated there by Jones and slipped on the floor. And there's a few errors creeping into this game.
It's getting a little sloppy at the moment.
Coach Ken Cole would not be happy with the 36ers. They've been running hard and running a fairly disciplined game to date. And they would want to make sure that they continued in that same vein.
Well, Ken's thing all season is that when you have a team down, as any coach, you really want to bury the team. You don't want them to get any credit at all. If you can beat them by 30, we'll go for 40. If they come back and with a few sloppy plays, you know, the game's really never in doubt. But you don't want to give them anything that they can start planning on for the next time you play them.
And there's a shot outside there by Fenton. And it scrambles. No one knows where the ball is, but what a great effort there by Mike Mackay. Bit of desperation there, and he was prepared to dive on the ball to deny the opportunity for the Supersonics to pick it up underneath their offensive basket. But the travel was called.
Maybe getting a little willing under there too. I see Mackay and Pinder had a little bit of a run in there, and there's Michael again raising that shoulder, shall we say.
And there goes Forrester.
Maybe get a little willing.
That's a good 2 points to Forrester, and the shooting percentages have dropped off a little bit. So the Sixers have been shooting around about the 67 to 70% mark as Jones makes another 2 points. But Sydney currently on 37%, and they've been fluctuating somewhere between 37 and 50. And Forrester with a nice turnaround, a bit of a push away, no foul called, and he made that basket. So that's 4 points to Forrester in the last 2 Supersonic offensive moves. Green being held, and Darryl Pearce, lovely move by Darryl Pearce. He was prepared to put the body in the way, and a lovely assist inside to Bill Jones. And that's 18 points to Jones. And the offensive set-up being organised by Fenton. Pinder with the ball down low.
Look at Davis.
Davis with a touch.
Mate, yeah, that's goaltending. It's probably caught on the way down.
So 2 points to Pinder.
Very difficult here. The rules obviously say, the rules obviously say if the ball's on the way down, you can't get up and touch it. But there's always an argument whether it's on the way down or hasn't quite reached its peak.
Inside again to Green, and Forrester with the ball. And certainly the Supersonics look a much better outfit in this second half as Burdon goes all the way. Almost tipped in there by Forrester, who's come out with a lot of aggression in this second half. And Burdon says, right, let's run our offense. Fenton. And he was intimidated there by Davis to the extent that the 3 seconds has been called. And Davis and Jones certainly doing the job at the defensive end, because those Sydney players, when they get inside, they're frightened of getting the ball rammed right down their throat.
We see the defensive part of the game. I mean, in the first game against Sydney, when Sydney beat the 36ers by 1 point, they out-rebounded the Sixers by 54 to something like 27 rebounds, just doubled it. Now we're looking at a real turnaround, 25 to 15.
Right. So it's Burdon, Fenton, Pinder, and not a lot of movement without the ball by the Supersonics team. Forrester's got a shot on the foul line if he wants it, but Davis fronts up. Fenton from outside in desperation and hits a three-pointer. And there's Darryl Pearce, and he's hot. And that's another three-pointer to Darryl Pearce to take him to 17 points. And with 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter, as the West End 36ers 103, leading Sydney 72 after Wayne Krecklow has just made a three-point play. And Pearce, the Iceman with the ball, he's certainly a big offensive threat, but loses the ball on that occasion as Fenton goes all the way down.
Oh, gee.
And Darryl Pearce had a good look at where the referee was, and I'm sure Beams was unsighted.
I don't know how everybody else in the stands saw what happened.
Pearce has a bit of a look at where the referee is, and he comes around, and here goes whack. But there's the shot by Krecklow. Pinder with an offensive rebound and a lovely slam dunk. The 2 points will count, and Pinder will go to the line, and that takes Pinder to 29 points with the option of the bonus shot.
The line for the bonus shot.
So it's 103 to 75 with 6.5 minutes left to play to the end of the third quarter. And Mark Davis has the ball stolen. Krecklow across to Pinder, and there's the charge. And Pinder is not happy with that decision, but it was pretty obvious that was definitely a charge.
Michael is definitely in position. Pinder's not only going to the basket, he's forcing his way through for the shoulder. No question.
Davis helps out anyway and jams the ball on the backboard. So the timeout's been called, and the Sydney Supersonics are certainly in a lot of trouble on 75 points, trailing the Adelaide West End 36ers 103.
Each time, okay? As long as we've got to play some defense, they're going to get one shot, but as long as they don't get a second, we've got to block out. Don't let them get a second shot. Come on, let's go. Okay,
it's no good us walking down the floor and then strolling into position. Sprint down the floor so you can make a strong lead in position, okay? And then get hard into offense. We've got back and we're just sort of playing through the motions again. Come down at them because these guys they're nasty enough out there. Play it hard. Come on, let's go.
Once again, get those people underneath the bases to move back.
Let's go. Let's go, okay.
Thanks for tomorrow.
And it's the 36ers into offense. Al Green with the ball. Darryl Pearce, he's hit 5 from 8 from the three-point line.
They're running the Philly option to get the ball into Davis.
Davis with the spin down in the low post, but the double dribble's been called.
They're sagging back very well on that too, Sydney now. Now, there's no way they're going to stop Davis with one-on-one, and if they sag back, it's going to leave it open for people like Mackay and Green and Pearce.
Pinder. That's off. And Darryl Pearce with the ball. Cross to Green. He looks for Davis, but Davis is covered up by Forrester. Pearce from a long way out. And Krecklow comes away with the ball, and the Supersonics into offence. That's Fenton, and down underneath is Pinder.
Oh, boy!
Went for the jam, and no foul. No foul was called. Green. Pinder not happy. Interception. There's a 3-on-1 fast break if they want it.
Not going to get
and here he goes. And Pinder says, "You're not going to take that one away from me."
Yeah, that was terrific. It was pity we didn't have a replay of the earlier one when Jones got up at him, because there you got two people playing probably 12 feet up in the air.
Pearce, good defence then by Forrester, picked it across. Jones, there's a 3-point shot by Pearce. It's missed on that occasion. Comes away through Burdon, Forrester, Krecklow,
Nice pass.
and Pearce. And that's something we haven't seen for the rest of this game. There's a lot of turnovers coming into this game now. 36ers haven't got the same discipline. I think Ken Cole probably should have a timeout and just say to his players, look, we've been doing so well in this first half, why change our game? And it's Burdon looking for Krecklow. Forrester cuts underneath. He gives Davis a bit of a push. Krecklow goes all the way. Mackay got a hand to it. Fenton threw into Pinder. And this time the foul's being called. Foul's caught on the arm. And I think that time Davis missed by about 3 feet.
Well, maybe again Davis just caught him a little bit. It's hard to say. People are sometimes free with the body, and they're just hitting on the hands, or they're getting the hands and they're just touching down on the body a little bit. But it is getting a little ragged out there. But the way the Sixers play, you're going to go through portions of the game where it's going to be a little bit off. We play at a fast break sort of tempo. Not all the time things are going to come off. What they need to do, however, is they need to just maybe temper their enthusiasm just a fraction and just get it on back on track for 2 or 3 minutes, and then go at them again.
And it's a full court press by Sydney. There's Jones.
Well,
and
it's a good move, isn't it?
He makes a lovely little layup, fake the pass. Forrester was out of position, and Jones went all the way.
Now there you see somebody in Lyndon at 6'9", being able to control himself in the air, and Billy's a fine athlete as well. You know, we say about a lot of people in the league, but Jones is really a fine athlete.
That's another bad pass. Ray Wood has just come onto the floor, and it's a 4-on-1, and Wayne Burdon goes all the way, makes the basket. Ray Wood fouls, and that's bad play by Ray Wood, and he doesn't make very many mistakes.
Well, I'm not sure about bad play. So Ray's down there by himself. All he can do is try to hold up people as long as he can to try to get some support coming from the back court. But the other 336ers, they didn't kind of push it out on that defensive.
And there's a violation being called, and then the referee's changed his mind, and he's calling a jump ball because he's not really sure what happened. But gee, the amount of turnovers have increased dramatically since half-time, with Adelaide now turning the ball over 15 times to the Sydney team's 11 times. So it's Jones and Pinder. Forrester comes away with the ball, and there's Fenton, and he makes 3 points. So the score is 105 to the West End 36ers, leading the Sydney Supersonics 84 with 4 minutes remaining to three-quarter time. Screen being set there by Davis, who then rolls down to the basket, receives the pass, looking to spin, and he goes inside and has a lovely move against Kurt Forrester.
But see, he had no help. Forrester had no help on that occasion with the Sydney people, from any of his Sydney people. And that's what I was saying earlier, Lyndon. There's no one who's going to stay with Davis in a one-on-one situation. They've got to get help, and if they give help, it's going to leave Pearce out free.
And there's an interesting call made there with Wayne Krecklow just taking the drive across the foul line, and an offensive charge called. Ray Wood runs the 36ers into offense, and they're hitting 63% from the floor to the Sydney team's 39. Darryl Pearce with another 3-point attempt, but not successful. Forrester with a defensive rebound. That's Fenton. Forrester. Krecklow cuts in underneath, and well held out there by Darryl Pearce. Bill Jones tussling there with Tiny Pinder, and the ball came off of Pinder's hands, and the 36ers run into offense. They look for the old give and go. The ball goes into the high pick with the low post busting in underneath the basket, and the pass went astray. Fenton for the Sydney Supersonics. Across there to Wayne Burdon. The arms foul's being called. I think that was called on Green, which should enable Wayne Burdon to go to the foul line.
Yeah, Burdon's pretty good. He jumps into people, and there looks like Al just got a little piece of the arm there.
So Wayne Burdon on the foul line with a chance to reduce the deficit. The 36ers leading 107 to 84.
I was just going to say, Al's looked a little quieter in this third quarter, and Ken Cole's made a move and got young Davey Spears in for him. Just give him a break. He'll come back fresh for the last quarter, though, I guarantee it.
And Burdon makes both baskets to take his team to 86 points, and the full court press still being applied by Sydney. But with the ball handlers in this 36ers team, I don't think there'll be any trouble advancing the ball down the floor. That's Mike Mackay. Bit of a trip, and David Spear back on defence. Forrester goes through. Ray Wood got a hand, and the foul's been called, and that should put Big Kurt Forrester on the foul line.
Yeah, Woody again got hands over the arm. It's a definite foul. Interesting, then on the foul, the scores at half-time, there's 31 points the difference, and now it's back to 21. And I think most of them have come through turnovers, with Sydney breaking off the boards and having a lot of breaks in this third quarter, a lot of fast break opportunities.
Yeah, the Sixers certainly haven't had the same dominance on the boards as we saw in the first half. And also, there's been not as much control in the backcourt from the guards in the 36ers.
No, there has not. And Ken has got 3 of the starters off now, just to give them a 2 or 3 minute break before the third quarter, before the start of the fourth quarter.
And a bit of an experience there by David Spear, enabled the ball to be stolen, and a lovely move by Wayne Burdon. That's just a nice little drive, reached out, and the finger roll finished it off nicely.
There should not be too much problems though in the Sixers. It was stolen off Spears then, but Wood's out the ball. He can carry that ball down.
Davis, opposed by Forrester. Peter Aloy onto the floor now. Spears. Mark Davis with a feint, takes the drive, and once again there's a hands foul. Should have been called, has been called, and referee said that Forrester definitely fouled. I think Davis would have been very angry had that foul not been called, Donald.
Well, I think he would have been angry, obviously, but maybe a little disappointed in himself. I think what the Sixers are doing, they're hanging on the ball too long. They're not getting enough motion going. This is what we're doing in the early part of the season. We're keeping their hands a little bit too long.
And certainly the Supersonics have picked up their defence.
That's a good drive, Michael.
Michael Mackay fouled there on that shot. He was definitely going to take the shot. And Wayne Krecklow, the former Boston Celtic professional guard, has incurred his 3rd personal foul. And Mike Mackay's on the foul line and scores to take his team to 108 points with 1 minute and 51 seconds remaining to three-quarter time. 108 leads 90, and Wayne Krecklow goes to the basket, and intentional foul's being called on Ray Wood. And certainly the referees have had a different bearing on this game in this third quarter.
Well, Burns gets that pass out, and this is good professional. Krecklow protects the ball. Woody got him on the forearm.
So Wayne Krecklow on the line. And that's unusual for a man of his experience to miss that foul shot.
Boston Celtics miss a few foul shots, don't they? He didn't quite make the team, so I suppose we can draw a conclusion maybe he was the worst foul shooter.
So Ray Wood, David Spear, across to Mike Mackay. Ray Wood, lovely handoff, and Peter Aloy. That's a lovely move by Peter Aloy. But what a great rebound by Mark Davis, and he jams it in with a slam dunk. Scott Fenton, Wayne Krecklow, pursued by Davis, and Tiny Pinder was definitely going to shoot the ball. He travelled. The 36ers run into offence. Across there's Spear. Back to Ray Wood. Oh, lovely drive, Ray Wood. Oh, and couldn't quite finish it off.
Nice little hesitation on his drive.
3 on 2, and that's a charge.
That's a force.
Now, Wayne Burdon had the opportunity to go all the way to the basket.
Yeah, he just hesitated a little bit and allowed Peter Ally to make position. And then he lowered his shoulder into to Ally to cause the contact. Definite charge.
Peter Ally, captain, with the ball to Ray Wood. Cross to David Spear. And David Spear doesn't look to be a very offensive threat at this point in time, but drive, Peter Ally will drive to the basket, and he's strong. Lovely move. Here's the back. They come again, but there's been a steal. And, David Spear, he'll pull it out. And Ray Wood with a three-point attempt with Wayne Burdon coming at him, and he makes the three-pointer. So with 22 seconds to play, it's 115 to the West End 36ers, leading Sydney 91 points.
Back out to 24, and you get it through Ray Woods. Michael Mackay's giving him a drive, and Peter Ally's doing a fine job on Pinder also.
Forrester on the foul line. He'll put up the shot, and it's off. And he gets his own rebound and makes the basket. And so the 2 points count as we finish the third quarter. And the 36ers lead 115 to the Supersonics 93.
That's the way we should have been playing from the word nice and easy. Slow it down and get what we can take.
Very easy out there, and we're not taking advantage of the easy stuff that is out there. We must run it flat.
They're both on 3 fouls. Okay? If we get anywhere near 33, pump and go into it. Okay? We're trying to stack so we can start moving it. Next month. All right, take your time.
And commencing the last quarter of this great game between the Supersonics and the 36ers. Wayne Burdon immediately into offense and takes the Sydney team to 97 points. And after scoring 53 in the first quarter, 36 in the second quarter, the 36ers team was restricted to only 26 points in that third quarter, as Peter Ally hits a great 2 points and takes his team tally along to 117. And Tiny Pinder inside to Kurt Forrester, who had an excellent third quarter, but he's been called for travel.
Now that's going to be interesting too. You've got Forrester and Davis on Forrester. We heard the coach of the Sydney team said anywhere you get near 33, pump and go at him. So they're going to obviously try to pick up another foul or two, or fourth or fifth foul on Davis if they can.
And Darryl Pearce, who has done so well from the three-point line, makes just a lovely drive.
Oh, goodness.
And Adelaide still shooting that 64% and Sydney 38%. So that's been fairly constant for most of the game now.
The fourth quarter, Lynn, is the biggest quarter of the 36ers. It's the one that we've really owned the whole season. We'll see just how we go in this quarter. Most teams can stay with the 36ers for a little while, but the fourth quarter tends to wear down.
And that's a lovely block by Davis. Peter Ally picked the ball up, but the Supersonics gained control, but travelled. And there's been quite a few turnovers in this game, and that means that Adelaide's had 33 turnovers to Sydney's 28 turnovers, and that's a lot of turnovers in this game. But Ray Wood makes a bit of position for himself.
Now that's a fine pass from Pearce, and I think Woody comes off that screen better than anyone else on the team. A lot of teams use this offence off that first play, but I've never seen anyone come off that first screen as well as Ray Wood.
Well, he and Peter Ally, of course, teammates in the local competition over a great many years, just worked so well because Ally still sets one of the best screens in the country. And Darryl Pearce was able to get a hand of that shot, which throws the 36ers into offence. Peter Ally with the ball inside now to Green, and he's strong.
Yeah, there goes.
He is so strong in there and does that great spin.
That is a fine, smart pass. Our Green made terrific position under there. There's no way that guy was staying with Green. Look at the position Al's making. Put his little tail out, keeping Burdon right away. There's no way.
He takes that big step and spin. He's balanced, makes the basket, and then goes to the foul line for the bonus shot, which he makes. And that takes the 36ers to 124, leading the Supersonics 95 with just under 10 minutes remaining in this game. Forrester with the ball, and he's a strong player. There's a shot from the foul line for him, which is missed. Green with the rebound.
So they're starting to run now.
He pulls it out and takes the shot. And Peter Rayli, what a great move by Peter Rayli. He saw Green was going to take the shot, just went in underneath, grabbed the offensive rebound and just made such great position. But it's bad defense by the 36ers as the Supersonics advance the ball very quickly and score. And they're the ones that are hurt on Chipway when you do something spectacular at one end and the other team replies so quickly.
Yeah, the Sydney is really not close enough for it to really hurt the Sixers, but it's a bad fault to get in. Green, in fact, was calling for some defensive help back there. A little bit of lack of communication, or people just not responding to each other.
And Darryl Pearce with a nice little jump shot from the baseline area was fouled, made the basket, and he goes to the line, makes the extra point, and Darryl Pearce is certainly in fine shooting touch tonight. Wayne Burdon looking to go one-on-one. Wayne Krecklow, Forrester making position inside. And makes the basket. And Ken Cole, the coach of the 36ers, not happy that the 36ers aren't getting the ball into court and down the floor quickly enough. There's Green again, there's the spin, and no real defense from Pinder. But Pinder controls the ball.
They might have got a little bit of action on Al's arm there too.
Krecklow across there to Wayne Burdon.
Wayne Burdon, 21 points.
And that's 129.
Gee, what a pass.
121.
What a pass. Gee, we've seen some of those tonight. Pearce has put in a couple of great passes. Green's put in it. And boy, that matched a lot of them. That's a push off by Pinder. And there's a foul. You got two fouls there. Now Pinder and Ally want to push around. All Pinder did was just push Ally. Ally's just playing defense. You can't just push people around.
Let's just have a look at that on the replay. The ball goes inside.
There's a push off. You missed it really, but the push off was from Pinder. There's no problem.
There's Pinder inside again, and Ally puts him under pressure, and that's a great basket by Pinder.
Now the Sixers should have been in bounds a little earlier. That you got Pinder lying down on the ground. We could almost turn that into a break. There's Green.
Oh, what a great move by Green. That is just a superb move by Green. Nice little change of pace, and he gets underneath, and he is just so strong inside.
Green always has one great quarter. The third quarter was quiet. I really thought he'd come back in this quarter. The fourth quarter he could just about own, I think.
And Wayne Krecklow screened there by Forrester. That's a good screen. That blocked off the defensive man. But here down the other end of the floor is Davis.
There's the man.
And the chairman of the board slams it on the fast break.
Boy, people love him. Davis is such a classy outfit. He's such a classy person.
And look at Pinder and
Ally won't back off him. This will be interesting.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a push and a shove down there. And referee Beams is aware of it. Forrester with the ball.
He's in 3 seconds too. He's not even getting out that key.
And a great drive by Burdon. Forrester, right hands Ray Wood. And it's a 2-on-1. Al Green. Oh, bad luck for the 36ers because Green whipped that ball across there to Pearce. It was a classic 2-on-1.
It was a little too quick, that pass. Al really threw it just too fast. There was no need for it quite that quick.
Well, a conversion there certainly would have brought this parochial crowd to its feet. As with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left to play, it's the West End 36ers 105 points, leading the 135, with a 30-point advantage over the Supersonics, 105. And Wayne Burdon shoots from outside. Pinder with the offensive rebound. He'll shoot straight away. Bit of a bad shot. Burdon with the offensive rebound.
Davis
got up there, and
a lot of people would like to even try to touch the ring, wouldn't they, Lou?
Davis got his hand caught in the ring, and basket tending was called, which gives 2 points.
This running the reverse.
Green loses control, and the Supersonics come away, and I think Forrester might have taken an extra step on that occasion but makes a fine basket. Darryl Pearce is going all the way, and left hand. He was going to shoot that with his right hand and changed it to the left hand when Forrester came at him. So we're certainly being treated to a feast of shooting skills here at the Apollo tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, Lee. This is what I think with the Sydney team. They're likely to start firing up every single time they get the ball. They won't even get it down under 5 seconds. Now there's Pinder and Ally again.
And there's Ally looking for a charge foul, but Cracklow made a fine basket. And the Supersonics are now shooting 40% from the floor.
Yeah. This is just going to be a rout. If Sydney completely stay with the way they're playing, that Pinder's starting all that rubbish underneath, he'll throw the ball up every single time he gets his hands on the ball. With Davis under there, with Jones coming back in, this will turn into a rout.
And the rebound duels are fairly even now, with Sydney coming back as the hands foul's called on Al Green, which will put Wayne Burdon on the line.
Call on number 15.
And the rebounding situation is that Adelaide have grabbed 34 rebounds and Sydney have converted 31 rebounds. And Peter Ally and Raywood leave the floor. And Raywood points to the scoreboard to Tiny Pinder, who wanted to have a few words.
I think Pinder's having a go at Ally, and it was a good contest too, wasn't it? There wasn't any elbows thrown. They were just doing a little pushing and shoving. And it's going to be interesting to see how Billy Jones. Billy will get after the ball in the air. Peter's got to take it before he gets in the air.
Well, Bill Jones is just a great rebounder, and certainly his added height should mean that the 36ers can run a few fast breaks in this final quarter.
They've gone into a zone now. They've gone into a zone. Sagging zone. No, Pinder's looked like he was playing in the middle of the zone, but it's just sagging back a little bit.
And it's a hands foul called on Wayne Cracklow. And that is his 5th personal foul, I think, which means that, yes, 5 fouls to Wayne Cracklow, which means he now leaves the floor. And he's hit some nice baskets, but hasn't been the offensive threat that his team needed tonight. And he's replaced by Silk Wilkinson, number 10 for the Supersonics. Al Green, lovely pass in by Darryl Pearce. Wayne Burdon running into offense. He'll go all the way and makes a nice basket. And he's certainly come alive in this 3rd quarter. Bad pass and another turnover to the 36ers.
Yeah, those sorts of things really don't make Ken very happy at all.
Well, with running basketball and high scoring, I guess you have to expect a few turnovers, but
the turnovers that you can get away with are the ones that you probably just try to force the ball into the area a little bit when it's not quite there. The turnovers that has got to be totally eliminated is the ones that are just complete rubbish. You just throw the ball completely out, bounce it off people's hands, just travel silly.
Fenton, there's Pinder, guarded by Jones.
It's a block. Now, there you go. You've got 2 people who are going to start trying to intimidate each other. You've got Pinder who's going to take it to the boards to Jones to see how he's going to play. You've got Davis backing up Jones. This will be interesting. Watch Davis give some help too. That's a push.
Jones makes that pushing foul, but what we didn't see then in the replay was how Davis just came flying over the top to block the shot and help out his teammate.
Well, that's what the team spirit is all about.
Be smart and don't throw the ball away. Make our shots on each possession down the floor. We're going to score we'll break a league record. We've got to play with more discipline. When they're running down the floor, you haven't got your man. For God's sake, say who has got it. People are coming down and when you stop picking up. It's to the weak side, okay? We've got to get back on defense. Try and front Al Green. I know it's hard, okay? Al Green, you've got to come in from the weak side and try and help out from the weak side. Okay, if we start getting a couple of 3-pointers, Scotty, put them up. Okay, try and draw the foul inside, around with the ball. Come down and get into offense. Take control of the ball. Take control of the ball. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
And with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to play, it's a 23-point lead in favour of the 36ers, 141 to 118. as Wayne Burdon throws the ball inside to Tiny Pinder, who's double teamed, and there's Jones, and Pinder goes all the way underneath, and that's great blocking out and strong rebounding by Mark Davis. The 2-on-1 fast break. Mackay goes all the way, and is a defensive rebound by Pinder. Burdon, and almost a charge, I'd say. The charge has been called.
I think they're going to call a charge foul, but I don't think that's a charge foul. I really hate seeing that call. It's almost a play-on situation in that.
And Wayne Burdon has received his 5th foul, and he leaves the game after putting in a fairly strong effort, especially in this last third quarter, where we have seen the deficit reduced to some 23 points, as Al Green brings the 36ers down into offense. Ball goes inside. Green looks to spin. Fenton got a hand to it, and away comes Wilkinson with the ball. Forrester doesn't normally miss from there, but he does on that occasion. Pinder with the offensive rebound is fouled by Mark Davis. So he has the opportunity to make a 3-point play as he takes his team to 120 points.
There's a little bit of action going on between Pinder and the 36ers bench. Pinder's been pointing around to Ally a little bit. Ally keeps pointing the scoreboard. Now Kenny Cole's getting the act.
And Pinder makes the bonus shot, and he's grabbed 11 big rebounds, which is a hell of an effort in anyone's language. But he is averaging 20 rebounds a day. As is Mark Davis, who grabs that big offensive rebound and slams it for another 2 points to take his team to 143, and Forrester goes all the way to reply. So it's 143 to 123 as Green has the ball in the low post, back to Pearce, who put up the 3-pointer. Fenton with the offensive rebound. It's a 3-on-1, 4-on-1, and Forrester goes all the way. There's the long pass, and it's another bad pass by Pearce. Fenton with the ball. Across to Forrester, and he grabs his own offensive rebound because Mike Mackay was going to get out of the way of Kurt Forrester coming through that time.
The Sixers want to just slow it down a little bit, go for the breaks when they're there, but just be a little bit more careful with the ball handling. Keep hold of it, make them play, finish off professionally.
And Adelaide shooting 67% from the floor as Mackay goes through and was fouled but wasn't called. And the Supersonics with the ball looking for a long pass, and that's Scott Fenton. And the Supersonics are shooting 41% from the floor as the ball goes to Pinder. He'll put the shot up straight away, and it's good. And that man Pinder is really keeping the Supersonics in this game as the man Al Green replies. And they've got no answer for him down there. As Zoran Zunic, he just has to watch in amazement as Al Green goes by.
Now the last 2 minutes is going to be complete playground basketball. Just get it up quick, shoot it as soon as you can.
Al Green, nearly a charge, and the holding foul is now being called on Silk Wilkinson as Mark Davis throws the ball between his legs and looks for a bit of one-on-one. And Coach Ken Cole of the 36ers subs out Al Green, and that's to give the crowd a chance to show their appreciation for the magic that this man has shown us tonight, and also gives the opportunity for Ray Wood to come on and have a little bit of control in this last 1 minute and 37 seconds.
You know, Lynn, the Sydney team was the team the 36ers were really waiting for. They beat them in the worst road trip that we had. We lost 3 games on the road. Very controversial decision over there where they restarted the clock. And this is the one that the team's been building up for over the latter part. You know, you take each game as it comes. From the back of the mind, the 36ers wanted to, I guess, show them how the game's played.
Well, certainly that enthusiasm was shown in the first half when the 36ers came on and absolutely blitzed the Supersonics off the floor. But to their credit, the Supersonics have come back in this second half as Ray Wood takes a shot. Darryl Pearce picks up a lovely rebound and a beautiful assist underneath to Mark Davis, who finishes it off with a slam dunk to take his team to a 20-point lead, 149 to 129. As Wilkinson puts up the shot, Davis with a rebound and a bad pass 58 seconds left to play. Wilkinson puts up 2 points. 131, trailing 149 in favour of the 36ers. Ray Wood takes the drive, goes all the way underneath, and Bill Jones came over the top, but Tiny Pinder comes away with the ball, and he'll go all the way against Darryl Pearce and makes the basket, and he certainly is a scoring machine, is Tiny Pinder. Mark Davis with the ball, goes all the way against Forrester, just leans on him nicely with strength.
Now, Lynn, I'm not sure what the league record is. I think it's about 156. They'll fall a little bit short, but 150 points probably only ever been done maybe 6-7 times, I would think.
And there's Scott Fenton, but with 12 seconds left to play, it's the West End 36ers as the crowd count it down as Iceman Darryl Pearce makes a beautiful basket under a lot of pressure. The foul was called, and with 6 seconds left to play, Pearce hits that three-pointer to take his team to 154 points, leading the Sydney Supersonics 136, with the bonus shot from Pearce takes it to 155 points.
Now, Lynn, that's a 290 aggregate. That's the highest aggregate score ever recorded in National League.
And here we go, and as the crowd count the time down, as the Adelaide West End 36ers defeating the Sydney Supersonics 155 to 136. And certainly this crowd tonight will go out and celebrate with some of the sponsors' product.
8 points to Tony Wilkinson, 12 points to Scott Fenton.